Welcome back, everybody, to Kohler Bluff Dynasty here on College Football 26. It's been a little bit, I think about a month, since I last played this series, or actually uploaded a video on this series. Been busy with the Madden channel, doing rebuilds, things like that, but we are going to close out Season 2 here in this video. We only have a couple games left. We're going to get through at least two of these games here. The first one of which is going to be against Central Michigan. And I gotta be honest with you, since I recorded this and since I'm now recorded the actual gameplay and now I'm making this video, since I do all the commentary and post, it's been honestly maybe almost 2 months, honestly, it feels like. So if I'm not familiar with some things, kind of forgive me for that. But either way, early on here, we're going to try to pass this one on to Joshaw McBride, who I am aware of McBride just because of how good he's been. I believe he's in the running for the Heisman for us. That's how good he's been. We're 8-1. We had a terrible first season, and we have gotten a lot better here in year number 2. McBride gonna spin, gets tackled out of bounds. I believe when I did play this, now that I'm starting to kind of refire the neurons in my brain, I remember correctly that there was a bit of an issue with wear and tear. I think it was a little too extreme in terms of kind of its effects. But either way, we'll deal with it. You know what I mean? It's not too bad, but nice throw right here. We find Scooter Page. Page going to try to make one man miss. Could not do it. Darius McLean completing that pass right there underneath. Now we come back a little bit later, 3rd and goal. Going to try to find one right there, and that is going to be a drop. I believe that was dropped by Brendan Lewis, tight end, who we've had some drop issues. Now I'm remembering, we've had some drop issues with him. So we're going to go for this on 4th and goal. Opportunity to get a touchdown at the 4. I mean, we kind of just got to go for it, in my opinion. We're going to come right back there to Lewis, and he doesn't run the route into the end zone. So he gets the catch that time, but he does not score the touchdown. So we come back 3rd and 5. Our defense needs some help, and it is going to be a quick strike over the middle for a touchdown. Wide open, the coverage. That is where we are always going to struggle with this team in these first couple years of this dynasty. Is going to be coverage, back end stuff like that. We're just not going to be able to be all that good with it. But then here is Young getting the touchdown. If I forgot his first name, again, it's because I haven't touched this in a month. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't keep apologizing for that. I just haven't played this in a month, so I'm just, again, unfamiliar with a lot of this stuff again. It's almost like coming back in new, but we come back here. We do have a game tied up. We're going to go for this right here. And Brendan Lewis, I complained about that drop earlier, but that's what's so frustrating about Brandon Lewis, and Deshaun McBride a little bit hurt. But that's been, I think, one of the more frustrating things about him, as I, again, remember, is that he will drop easy underneath stuff like we saw in the red zone a few drives ago, and then he'll catch on and hold on to tough ones. So we come back here and another drop. We are trailing 17. We are trailing by 10 right now. 3rd quarter. We have got to get something going here. We have really just allowed Central Michigan to control this game, and we don't need to be able to do that. And here it is right here. Young again with the touchdown. It's too easy for him that time, able to get some open space in front of him, and he's able to take this one all the way to the house. So we come within a field goal here. We're going to come back, run kind of the same action, and we kind of get, I like that play because you get a runoff with the running back and the tight end against those other defenders. So LJ Young, that's his 10th catch of the game. So clearly he's having a hell of a game right now. So we're going to come back here, screen play to McBride. He's not gone loose really in this game, but right here, McBride going to get some good blocks, and he gets brought down right there. Again, this was a game where we were having to kind of manage him because of the wear and tear kind of starting to pile up a little bit. I mean, again, that is a realistic thing that does happen in football. We come back again. We're going to find LJ Young yet again. He gets WWE tackled into the end zone. Doesn't matter for him. He gets the touchdown, and we now have the lead, 21-17. Going to need a first down to close this one out, and we are going to pick it up right there. They are out of timeouts. That is their final timeout, which means a kneel down will put this thing away for us, and we are going to get yet another victory here in the MAC. The MAC has been, maybe some tougher moments against a couple other teams, but for the most part, this has been a very easy MAC schedule for us this year, but LJ Young, 11 catches, 135 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just a big game for him. Darius McClain with an interception. Must have thrown that in the sim, because I certainly didn't throw an interception. Rushing, and you see again, only 14 carries for Deshaun McBride in this one. Just, you know, he got wear and tear super early, so just we kind of couldn't go out there and pound the rock with him. Was something that we do like to do. Just could not do it in this one. Just too much wear and tear, and wanting to keep him healthy for down the stretch here. Potentially a conference championship game to think about. I mean, pretty much, I almost feel like we're guaranteed that, but LJ Young, big game from him, from the sophomore. 3 touchdowns on the day. Brendan Lewis only gets credited with 1 drop. You know, in Madden, usually if you see one on the drops or it says 1 drop, you could probably count in another drop that the game's just not counting, that they're calling a pass deflection. Able to get some pressure in this one. I didn't show too much defense in this one. Feels like we just have not been getting a lot of those defensive moments, but we do have we have a commit here. That is going to be Drew Henderson, a 2-star linebacker, and you know, it's a 2-star. I have something on my tongue. Not much else to say. JUCO guy. Probably just really for depth, honestly, in case someone gets injured. But LJ Young was the MAC Offensive Player of the Week. I'm trying to remember if he was a transfer that we brought in or if he's on the original roster. Again, it all gets a little fuzzy. But we do take on 1-9 UMass. We also add a 3-star quarterback to the board. We're in good position with the rest of these recruits. That's kind of why I'm not talking too much about it. Just we're in good position. And yeah, gonna add a quarterback there, 3-star. You know, gotta start thinking about the future. That's one of the again, it's one of the fun things about Dynasty Mode is that you know, you're always thinking about a team maybe from next year and the year after that too. Thinking 2 years down the road here, and we're gonna come in here. LJ Young gonna get stopped just short, taking on this 1-9 UMass team, and you know, this one, you just want to get in and out of here with a victory and not have to think about too much here. And there we go. We get in, get the touchdown. It is McBride, and he has just been awesome for us, honestly. Maybe a little too good, but either way, look at the burst of speed right here, and he is going to be gone despite the game being tied. Doesn't matter. When you have the speed that McBride has, he can just bust open a game so quickly. So we come back again here. We're up 20-13. McBride gonna try to find his way in there. 12 carries so far for 80 yards. So I think that's a lot better than his last game. We're gonna get some nice blocks right there. McBride in again for another touchdown here, and UMass just can't keep the lid on this offense. They just can't do it. It's really tough to do it. No one in the MAC really has been able to do it. Because even last game, we were able to kind of start getting things going late against Central Michigan. So we have a very tough offense to kind of keep the lid on. These guys have developed pretty well. Come back again here and looking deep shot here. We don't go for these two offenses. Malik Henderson comes down with it. Touchdown. Kohler Bluff Timberwolves. That is Malik Henderson. I believe he is a senior, so he might not be back with us next season. But either way, Malik Henderson, that's just a big play. What's that, about 60 yards, I believe? About a 60-yard touchdown, and that is a pretty good ball from our quarterback right there, from McClain. So really good game for him so far. We come back again. We're going to take another deep shot here. Why not just throw it up? Let it fly. Goes up for that one. Makes the catch. I mean, just an absolutely big-time throw right there. Darius McClain to Malik Henderson. 60 yards on that one, I believe, as well. We're going to come back again. Another run inside for McBride. So we, again, like I said, it's really tough for these MAC schools to kind of just keep the lid on us. They just really can't do it. We have, I think, clearly have begun to outgrow this conference, and we've outgrown it very fast, honestly. I mean, extremely quick. As we're going to pick up yet another victory here, 41-20. And, yeah, second, third quarters, that's kind of where we do a lot of our work here. But Deshaun McBride, 137 rushing yards, a couple touchdowns, big day for him. Kind of a return to form for him, if you will. And McLean had a very good game as well. 19 of 28, 341 yards. I'm going to take a look here at these rushing stats. If I remember correctly, this is when my controller was still broken. I have 2 new controllers now, but when I recorded this, I had a broken controller. Some really bad stick shift. But yeah, Malik Henderson, multiple just big-time catches here. Those can really just add up on in your stat sheet right there. And just a super big game, honestly. Love seeing that. Again, and then a kind of pedestrian game from LJ Young. So we have options here on this offense here when we want to go. Again, we can kind of do whatever we want right now, and that's kind of a concern, I would say. Tony Mitchell with an interception that happened in sim. It's a concern because it's like, all right, I don't think we can do a third year in the MAC, as we are in first place with 3 3-star recruits. One of them is in his top 8. 2 of them are in there, or one of them is in his top 3. 2 of them in their top 8. It's a tight end, a center, and another edge rusher. So again, building up depth in, I think, key positions right now. So Northern Illinois, final game of the year. There's really nothing for us to play for. We are just going to simulate that game. And I am going to assume we get a victory. We do get Daryl Sampson, 3-star tight end. Always good to get players like that in. And we do miss out on a 2-star because Purdue decided to really step in for him. So if Purdue wants to put their resources towards 2-stars, that's fine. I'm going to focus on getting some 3-stars. And we are going to the MAC championship game. We're going to take on Buffalo. I believe we already took on Buffalo in this season. I think we might have blown them out. I can't exactly remember. But because I simulated that game, we did win it. But because I simulated that game, you are going to get not only the MAC championship game in this video, but you're also going to get the bowl game in this video as well. You're going to get both of those. But that guy didn't want to commit to us. We do still have some 2-stars on the board that I added kind of late here. Again, more depth, right? Just kind of, but I decided to get him off the board. That might have been a guy that I can't remember. Maybe we're locked out on him. But we are in first place on this quarterback. No one else really seems to be going after him too hard. So still have this now athletic. This, I believe he is a lineman, agile type, and still not anywhere near us being able to sell. But we do have some good grades, letter grades on him. So if we do have to sell, we can as we move around some guys here a bit. But right now, the recruiting class looking good. We added some more guys to this board, 2 more linebackers actually. And, getting depth. That's the name of the game. And we are going to add a bunch of these points here, get 40 hours on him. And things are looking good for us. Again, I think being more targeted with our recruiting class for the high schoolers has made a lot of sense. Taking on Buffalo in the MAC Conference Championship game, we are definitely nowhere near being eligible or even close to playing in the CFP. But either way, you always want to win your conference, I think. And Deshaun McBride is going to come up hurt here. Again, wear and tear late in the year has really bit him, and that is a really risky throw right there. We're able to come up with that one. Finds Jamal Rivers. Bruised ribs. Now this is where it annoys me because I'm remembering because I got really pissed off. I basically said, all right, keep him out of the game. He comes back in the game and gets re-injured. So then he would leave. If I'm correct, he might have broken ribs. I don't think I went over that in the video because I just kind of didn't see it. Because I'm remembering now again. But yes, I believe he has broken ribs. He is going to miss our bowl game. So that sucks. Missing our best player in the bowl game because the game doesn't want to listen to me when I say keep him out the game. This is something that everyone's complained about. I might have to make another wish list video about my little gripes with this game, but we get a touchdown. We have some good depth at running back, but still, when I say keep a guy out the game, keep him out the game. That's not a suggestion. You give me the option to hit a button that says put the backup in. So why isn't the backup in? Now, I wonder if that's because of the stupid third down running back and power back designations, but either way, put the backups in. I don't understand why that's so difficult, especially if you're going to have something as finicky towards injuries like fucking wear and tear. Sorry for swearing, but still, very annoying. But either way, we have enough players on offense where I think we should be able to beat Buffalo, even missing our Heisman candidate running back. Okay? He is likely going to win, what is it, the Doak Walker. I believe that's the running back award for best running back in the nation. He's likely a finalist for that award. And he is going to miss a bowl game now because the game doesn't want to listen to me when I say keep him out. But either way, we do have Marcus Bailey. I believe he was our starter last year for our first season. Gave way to McBride this year. So it's not like we have a lack of experience at running back. We have a guy here who kind of knows how to do it, and he is going to be stopped just short there. Again, he doesn't have that same burst of speed when you get the ball in his hand that McBride does. That's kind of why we went with McBride over Bailey, but Bailey, he's still good enough himself, still a good player in his own right, and he is going to come up with the touchdown. I'm not sure why the Buffaloes cheerleaders are celebrating that, but I don't know. Someone check their DraftKings, their FanDuel account, whatever, their Kalashi account. Come back here, Scooter Page comes up with a nice little catch underneath there. I believe I really maligned Scooter Page first year, but he has been very good for us, very solid for us here in his second season with us. And this is just a great pitch and catch right here. Malik Henderson really starting to turn it on here. It feels late in this year. Maybe he's been doing it all year. But either way, in these few games, Malik Henderson has been on a tear, has been really good for us, and, you know, kind of sucks, honestly. Again, you know, I believe he's a senior, so... But we will likely be able to get better players eventually than even Malik Henderson at his peak. But you always want to remember these guys who helped get the program to where it's going to eventually be, and he is one of those guys. We find Ty Hardy. He's another one of our running backs. I believe he is our third string running back, and he's able to come in here, get a nice screenplay. We got him going. I believe, if I'm correct, the reason why he's in, because I think Marcus Bailey, he eventually had some wear and tear issues. So Ty Hardy, nice play right there. Can't get into the end zone. 2nd and goal coming up here. And we are up 21-7. We have a good opportunity here to put this thing away. Ty Hardy gets the touchdown. Not too much defensive stuff here. I think I was going a lot of offense heavy. I think I was very annoyed that, again, it's all coming back. I was annoyed because it felt like the play of the moments was a little too defensive heavy, which it still does feel like that, but maybe a little too offense heavy here. But I'll try to do better for season 3. But Ty Hardy gets in there, gets the touchdown. They're trying to stage a comeback here. This is still a game. We're going to come back here. Bailey back in the game. His wear and tear must have closed out a little bit, and that should do it right there. I don't think they'll be able to come back. 3 scores down right there. 21-point lead. That should be enough to hold us here against a team like Buffalo. You never know. You never know, but I feel very confident in thinking we should be able to beat Buffalo. So, yeah, I think we should beat them, but, 21-35. We do get a penalty here. McLean going to throw this one up. I believe that's to Jamal Rivers, and Rivers comes down with it. Touchdown. There is a flag on the play. This is going to be an offsides. Does not matter because we're not going to accept that penalty, obviously. 41-21 here at this point. Again, Buffalo tried making a game of it here late. Doesn't matter. 41-21. We win our first MAC Conference Championship. And honestly, it could end up being our last MAC Conference Championship. What conference could we move to? I don't know just yet. We're not going to move right to the Big Ten. Right? We're not at the level to move into the Big Ten just yet. That's not something I am looking to do just yet. But there is a chance that there are some other conferences that are a little bit ahead of, the MAC. There's a few conferences that are ahead of the MAC that would make sense, I think, for us to move to. I'm not going to give them off just yet. You'll have to find out when that happens. But we are the champions. We win the MAC. And let's look at these stats real quick one more time here. Some of these guys might be one of the last. These are like some of the final 2 times some of these guys are going to play. Now, a lot of these guys have 1 game left in their collegiate career. Marcus Bailey is one of those guys. You see Deshaun McBride is hurt right there. Does have the injury designation. I must have just forgot to go look at that. I'm not sure why I did, but very disappointing. I'm pretty sure he is going to miss that bowl game. I'm not sure which bowl game. I do know which bowl game we're in, but I can't tell you. Malik Henderson, Jamal Rivers. It's not the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I'll say that right now. But we were able to get this bowl to a lot of different guys here. in this game. Now that I look at it, I mean, that is a ton of different people who caught a pass. And doing rebuilds, the Madden Sim engine does not think that many people get touches, but no turnovers. Tyshawn Reed with 2 sacks, though he has been pretty good for us, at least in Sim he has. But we win the MAC. We are champions of the MAC from worst to first in the MAC. I believe we were the worst team, and we end up winning Coach of the Year. We win the Bear Bryant Award for Coach of the Year. That's pretty. I wish they would 3D scan these in the game so we would have like an actual 3D trophy room. I know some people think that's not a big deal, and you know it's probably not, but it's still something that should be in the game, right? We should have 3D trophies and things like that. James Ward, our offensive coordinator, wins the Broyles Award, and again, our coordinators, I'm not going to fire any of them, right? I thought about it, but we're going to keep our coordinators. No need to fire them. Kevin Jennings always seems to win the Heisman. That seems like a pretty underwhelming Heisman season, but I don't know. I don't think Fernando Mendoza necessarily had that much more sort of on-field performance than what we just saw right there with Kevin Jennings. So it's just kind of one of those things. But Deshaun McBride wins the Doak Walker Award. 203 carries. That's a lot of carries. It would make sense his wear and tear would be up near the end of the season, but it's rare that it goes yards per carry. 6 is a lot, 1,300 yards. Wish I would say the touchdowns, but we'll take a look at the season stats when we need to. And we're going to take on Georgia State here in the Salute to Veterans Bowl. And we're ranked number 25 in the nation. So our first time being ranked, we're going to end the season ranked at the very least. We're going to a bowl game ranked, taking on a 7-5 Georgia State team. Let's go jump in here. We're a decent ways overall higher than that, or actually we're pretty close. Honestly, these programs are pretty evenly matched. Our uniforms look almost identical, if I'm being honest. At least the jerseys do. Helmets don't, but the jerseys do. Georgia State, such a weird program, honestly, but I made sure not to wear things that would clash too much with them. But these are both, you know, blue, white, and silvery teams in terms of their look, so I'm not sure why they would schedule a game like this between two teams who kind of have such a similar look. But taking them on here, the Salute to Veterans Bowl. I believe I just watched this the other day. I believe like one of the Steiner, if you know wrestling, like one of the, like, I believe Scott Steiner's kid plays for Jacksonville State. Ty Hardy comes up injured here. This is where he comes up injured because we don't have our normal running back, Deshaun McBride. He is going to miss this game. So we're going to have to lean on Marcus Bailey in what is his final collegiate performance, his final collegiate start. Very likely not going to get drafted. So this is kind of it for him. So he has one last shot here to come out here and play and try to seek some glory. Come back here. Nice little drag route to Jamal Rivers. We pick up the first down right there. And yeah, we're marching here, but we come up here 3rd and 8. McLean gonna throw that one. That's a risky throw, honestly. I didn't even see that other defensive back. He was kind of just sitting there in that zone. I didn't even notice him until I started to throw the football. We throw this one right here. We get a little bit of, I felt like that was illegal contact. So we had to wait a second to hit Malik Henderson right there, but we end up hitting him. We pick up the first down. We keep the chains moving. We come back. Quick throw right here. Scooter Page comes down with it. And there we go. We pick up a touchdown, another one. We're going to go up 14-0 here over Georgia State. And yeah, they get a touchdown. We're going to come back here. We get a goal to go. Fourth and goal. We get the touchdown here. Ty Hardy is able to come back in the game. A little bit healthier, I hope. Hope everything's all right with him. But we go up 21-7 here. And again, just doing what we've been doing all year to kind of teams that are similar in stature to us, right? Teams that are kind of on our level, we're able to kind of just deal with right here. And we go up here to Montgomery. I believe he was one of our better recruits from that first recruiting class. We didn't play him much this season. I'm trying to remember if he was like a 3-star. He might have been our first 3-star recruit, I think. Could be wrong. He didn't play much this year because we had other guys to go to. But in a bowl game, that's not going to use up his redshirt eligibility. We're absolutely going to get him out on the field a little bit here. Try him out a little bit. Take him for a spin. That feels so dirty to say. But we do pick up the first down right there. Scooter Page, 3rd quarter at this point. Darius McLean just having a pretty good game, honestly. No other way to put it. Come back here. Going to throw this one to Brandon Lewis. He gets the touchdown right there. And yeah, This game is probably over at this point. This is on ESPN, the Ocho. 28-7 here, still with a nice lead. Gonna find Ty Hardy here. He gets another touchdown. And again, just running right through here. The thing that I think really helped this team this second season was the transfers that we got for the offensive line. We have a couple, I think we have at least 4 transfers on our offensive line. And I think that kind of just was able to put us up a level really quicker. Because in the trenches, you know, these lower tier schools and programs aren't as good. So we win the Salute to Veterans Bowl here, 42-14. Just really easy game, honestly. Just super easy. Able to just go in here, dominate, and get a win. And some of these guys, this is their final game, and they were on this team when we were really crappy last season. So they get to go out here winning a bowl game, honestly. That is super cool. So Darius McClain had a really good game. Ty Hardy was honestly really good for us. He is a senior, though, or he's a sophomore. Marcus Bailey is a senior. 2 touchdowns on the day for him. Scooter Page, we have some other seniors here. Joseph Montgomery, only a 66 overall, but we do think he has potential to be pretty good. So Brendan Lewis, but you see Scooter Page, a sophomore. Malik Henderson is a senior, so he is going to be out of here. Sayonara. And then we take a look here at Tyshawn Reed, and then Tony Mitchell gets an interception as well. He's a senior, so nice for him to go out getting a pretty good performance, getting an interception for his final collegiate game. And yeah, the Salute to Veterans Bowl, we are winners of that. I don't know if there's a trophy. I'm sure there is a trophy. They got to get all the trophies in the game. We need even more trophies, and I want them rendered in the game. We need all the trophies. Let me look around them in 3D. But let's take a look here at these final stats of the season. 29 touchdowns to 5 interceptions here. I mean, that's better than Kevin Jennings, honestly. But look at the season Deshaun McBride had. 1,364 yards, 23 touchdowns. He had a great season, honestly. And he's only a sophomore, so he's going to be back. He was also our 3rd best receiver with 48 receptions on the season with a couple receiving touchdowns. He had a great season. And a lot of these guys going to be out of here. Scooter Page actually led the way for receiving touchdowns, but come back again here in terms of sacks. Tyshawn Reed, 7.5 on the year, 6 on the year for Chris Jones. So we have a lot of guys here. Our leading sack getters are guys who are going to be back next season for us, and so that's another year of development for them. 4 interceptions on the year for Tony Mitchell, and a lot of our corner room also going to be back. Tony Mitchell will not be back. He is a senior. We unlocked Motivator, and we have unlocked Tactician as well. So we get to decide which path we're going to go down. I'm thinking we're going to go down the Motivator path here for this Dynasty. So there it is. There is Season 2 wrapped up for you. Ohio State ends up winning the national championship here. Last year it was Penn State in 2025. 2026 goes to Ohio State. So the Big Ten is on a 4 championship win streak here. Just Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Ohio State. So right now the SEC is kind of lacking right now. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But either way, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. That always helps. You can keep seeing these videos. I'm going to try to get back on track with this series. I remembered how much fun I had with it. So, well, you know, I get to start fresh back with Season 3. So, off-season video coming up here real soon. See you later. Peace. Thanks for watching.